All right, good morning. So, I don't know what brought me to this lowly place. Nothing like springtime in Illinois. Potholes are deeper than your car. So the question today is, when you were younger, when you were dating, maybe in high school, maybe college, maybe even after, maybe in your 20s, before you settled down, before you found that right person, if you ever found that right person. Fellas, what's the shittiest concert you took a date to because you were hoping for something after the date? And I know that's leading to some extent, but what is the shittiest concert that you got dragged to, that you pretended to willingly go and enjoy? This is Dave Kelm. Channel on YouTube is Milk Punch. I know for some of you it's gonna be a reach. It's gonna be a stretch. You're gonna have to think back, perhaps to the 70s, perhaps to the mid 80s, when there was, by the way, the mid 80s, pretty much the whole decade of the 80s, great music. Same thing with the 90s. But along with great music comes a plethora, a cornucopia of crappy music. And it turns out most of it is listened to by teenage girls who teenage boys want to date. And so what is the crappiest concert you got dragged to? So I have two examples: crappy and shocking. And not shocking to my date at the time. I found it freaking hilarious. My date did not think it was hilarious. Neither did my buddy who went with us as like the third wheel on the concert date. So the first horrific story is there was a concert venue up in the Chicagoland area called Poplar Creek, and Poplar Creek had it was like an indoor-outdoor amphitheater thing where it had seating in front of the stage that was covered, and then there was uncovered grass seating, lawn seating, that was up on a big rake, on a big angle, like a hill, and those were cheaper tickets, which, of course, is what I preferred. And so the crappiest concert I got dragged to by a date was Steve Winwood. Steve frickin' Winwood. Oh my God. Yeah, and I had to use all of my teenage boy acting abilities to pretend like I was having a good time. Me and, I don't know, 10,000 young women and 75 dudes were like, oh, what are we doing here? And I was way less than 21, and they were carding hard, and there was zero alcohol involved. Anyway, Steve Winwood sucked. Awful. Number two, shocking to my date at the time, because she loved this band. I found it hilarious. So we were down at, there was a great concert venue in Chicago. I think it's sort of there's a bit of a renaissance, or maybe a rejuvenation of the Aragon Ballroom. And we were at the Aragon Ballroom. And again, this is a high school date. I think I was dating. I think this was my girlfriend at the time. And she wanted desperately to go see Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Mind you, didn't even know that was a band. Had no idea what that was all about. But we gladly went, got in somebody's parents' car, probably my parents' car, and drove down to the Aragon Ballroom from little old Oak Park. And I think she made it through 3 or 4 songs before she was like, I didn't realize that this was this type. We need to go. So that was that was a huge waste of money on my behalf. But it was all in the name of, right, teenage conquest. So anyway, so for any of the ladies who are listening or watching, any of the women is there a concert that you dragged a date to that he absolutely hated. And maybe he didn't ever tell you, but you know in your heart that this was a test, that you were testing. Hey, look, we can go see, well, Steve Winwood, for instance. Or we could go see, I don't even know what today's awful bands would be that a guy would never want to be caught dead at. But was it a test? And he hated it, but he still pretended to have a great time. Anyway, hope you're all having a great week. Talk to you soon. Thanks.